Real quick, before we get into the show, I wanted to share a new service called Getita that Ken and I have been using that has made us over $10,000 in Amazon reimbursements. The service requires no monthly subscription, and Getita collects a small percentage of the money they recover for you. It takes less than 5 minutes to set up and works on all Amazon marketplaces. Go to Getita.com, Getida, and enter promo code FTM400. That's FTM for Firing the Man 400 to get your first $400 in reimbursements commission free. How much money does Amazon owe you?
Welcome everyone to the Firing the Man podcast, a show for anyone who wants to be their own boss. If you sit in a cubicle every day and know you are capable of more, then join us. This show will help you build a business and grow your passive income streams in just a few short hours per day. And now your hosts, serial entrepreneurs David Schomer and Ken Wilson.
Welcome, everyone, to the Firing the Man podcast. On today's episode, we'll be covering AI tools for e-commerce and what our current top 3 picks are. I'm super excited for this episode. AI is going crazy right now, and you should definitely be incorporating this into your arsenal to help you move faster and farther. David, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Ken. I'm super excited to dive into this topic. You know, AI has been a word that has been used somewhat frequently in the last 5 years, but in the last 6 months, it has absolutely exploded. And it is starting to, common people are starting to use it. I consider myself a common person. I'm not a computer programmer, but I do have a ChatGPT account, and I've seen the benefits of that. And we're starting to find some ways to leverage it in our e-commerce businesses. It's saving us time. It's allowing us to be more efficient. Overall, I think do a better job at running our businesses. So I'm excited about that. On the flip side, all of our competitors have access to this too. And so I think whoever leverages this tool better over the next 5 years, I think is ultimately going to win in business.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. And the scary part is how fast it's moving. And you're right, David. Competitors have access to it. And so are they going to use it? Yes, probably they are. And so you need to be prepared. So on this episode, we're gonna break out what AI is, how to get better at using AI, which is probably the most crucial piece of it. And then the top 3 AI tools we're using in our business today to make a lot of money.
To set the scene for this conversation, Ken, what is AI?
So artificial intelligence refers to the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that would typically require human intelligence. It involves the creation of algorithms and models that enable machines to learn from data, recognize patterns, make decisions, and solve complex problems. AI has become a transformative technology with the potential to revolutionize various industries and sectors. AI presents a wealth of opportunities for entrepreneurs to increase efficiency in their business by automating tasks, harnessing data insights, optimizing resource allocations, improving customer engagement, and enabling intelligent decision-making. Entrepreneurs can leverage AI technologies to drive growth, enhance productivity, and gain a competitive edge in today's dynamic business landscape. And what I would say was that's a pretty comprehensive description of AI and how entrepreneurs can leverage AI in their businesses. And what's interesting is that was written by AI. And so for the listeners, I wanted to do that for a reason. I wanted to share that definition and then explain, yes, that was written by AI. And you can kind of see how powerful that is. And as the AI communicated to us, I agree. I think it's going to be transformative and it's going to revolutionize how everybody works and how everybody functions in the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely. One company that's been a major player here is OpenAI. And when I used to think of AI, I always thought of that what's the name of that one supercomputer?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Is a supercomputer that I think it was owned by like HP or something.
Big warehouse full of yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought AI was. I thought it was
Blue or Deep Blue, maybe
something like that. It was only something that you could have access to if you were rich and famous, right? And it seemed like there's a barrier to entry. One thing I think that's really cool about OpenAI is you can start an account for for free, and you can get a tremendous amount of value off that free program. And so that free program that I'm referring to is ChatGPT. Yeah, let's keep the conversation moving.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get right into it. So we're going to discuss the top 3 tools that we're using today in our businesses to move faster, farther. So the first one is actually 2 tools combined. David alluded to a little bit earlier. ChatGPT, which is OpenAI. You can go, by the way, all of the links are going to be in our show notes of all of these tools and where you can go get them. Some of them cost a little bit, some of them are free. ChatGPT is free. There's a paid version. Free version works just fine. And so our first tool is a combo, ChatGPT paired with AI PRM. And so let's get into what ChatGPT is. ChatGPT is an advanced language model developed by OpenAI. It's based on the GPT 3.5 architecture, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3.5. ChatGPT has been trained on a vast amount of text data and is capable of understanding and generating human-like responses to text inputs. That was a lot. That was also written by AI. Now, before we get into AI PRM, I think one of the most important pieces of this entire podcast is for everybody listening to understand how to control AI and how to get better results from the AI. The AI is only good as what you give it, the instructions you give it. And so you're going to be hearing what's called prompt engineering a lot. And what prompt engineering is, it's essentially the process of you communicating with the AI engine. And you're explaining to the AI engine, okay, hey, what do I need? Here are the set of instructions. And so if you were to say, hey, show me a picture of a car, and the AI will send you a picture of a car. Now, on the flip side of that, you could tell the AI, hey, can you create me a picture of a red Ferrari that's driving on a mountain road? It's in the rain and it's vintage. And that AI will go with that set of instructions, your prompts, and send you what you ask it to. And so prompt engineering is very, very crucial to harnessing the power of AI. And so that's definitely a point that I wanted to make. And so I have a very specific one here, and we'll have it in the show notes as well. And this is an actual prompt that we used before our second tool on the list was launched. We used ChatGPT to write our Amazon and Walmart listings. And the prompt is, what we prompted ChatGPT with. Analyze this listing, and it has the URL of one of our competitors' ASINs on Amazon, and write one that's better and converts shoppers into buyers. The product listing should include a title between 90 and 100 characters and include the keyword XXX, whatever your main keyword is that you want in your title. The listing should include 5 bullets that highlight the product's best features, and each bullet should have between 475 and 500 characters. The listing should also include a product description that is between 1,950 and 2,000 characters using the list of keywords here, and it has all of your keyword phrases and keywords. Now, that will generate a very high-level listing within 10 seconds. And then that's not done. It takes a little bit of human interaction to maybe keyword stuff a little bit more, maybe shuffle some things around. But what it does is it gets you 80% of where you need to be. And then you can take that and make it, take that to 100 yourself. Prompting is crucial. You could have just said, hey, write me an Amazon listing using these list of keywords, and it's going to write you a listing. But these prompts specifically told it, I want you to analyze this competitor's listing, write me one better. So it already knows what that competitor's listing is. Write me a title with this, write me a bullets with this. And so you specifically told it exactly what you want. And the output should be much, much better than if you just said, write a listing.
Absolutely. That's something that really stood out to me, is how specific you got there. And I'm thinking of how I have used AI up until this point, and it has been singular sentences. And what I'm learning is you can send it an entire paragraph of what you want. And I really like how, when you were coming up with that criteria in terms of like number of characters and whatnot, how did you determine those numbers?
So yeah, this was specifically for Amazon. And so if you go in the back end of Amazon, you look at your title, you look at your bullets, for whatever category you're selling in for whatever listing, it'll give you the criteria. So each one's different, but you want to use up all of your characters for each of your listings. And so for Walmart, it's much shorter. Walmart doesn't allow as much. And so we have the same template for Walmart listings as well, but it's a smaller characters count.
Now, one other follow-up question. Now, Ken, if you were to do this without AI, what would it cost you to go hire somebody to do it pre-AI? Or how much would it cost you in terms of your own time?
Yeah, sure. So I'm not a good copywriter. And so I can write a listing. It takes me probably 4 hours to write a listing. I usually, pre-AI, I paid a copywriter. Now, I've used copywriters on Fiverr all the way up to like professional copywriters that are really, really well known. And I've paid anywhere from, $225 off of like Fiverr or Upwork, all the way to paid $1,000 for a listing before. But that included EBC, it included images, a lot of other things. And so, you can save just the listing copy alone from a high-end copywriter. I paid $500 for. And so this right here, with maybe 10, 20 minutes of your time doing keyword research and using ChatGPT, you can produce what a high-level copywriter can, about 80% of it in a matter of 10 or 20 minutes. And so it'll save you a ton of money and a ton of time, because a copywriter might take 3 days or a week to get back to you. And so definitely this levels you up on the copywriting and listing side of the house. Now, the second tool that I want to cover is AI PRM. Now, what AI PRM is, it's a prompt database, if you will, and there's a free version and a paid version. The paid version has hundreds, probably thousands of pre-engineered prompts that people have created, tested, and they're approved and they're loaded into the database. And so what we just covered earlier about this Amazon listing, you can have that built into a template. And so AI PRM is essentially a database of templates. And so whatever you want to do, what we use it for social media posts, we use it for email marketing, we use it for SEO, blog writing, copywriting, we use it for a ton of stuff. Training and internal training our team uses it for. It essentially, you can sign up for AI PRM. The one we use is a Chrome extension, and you can mate it or pair it to your ChatGPT account. And so when you're logged into your ChatGPT account, it auto-populates, and then your templates pop up, and you can kind of select, are you doing marketing? Are you doing SEO? There's like for the free version, there's about 10 or 12 main topics you can choose, and then you drill down from there. So like, let's say SEO, you select SEO. Then the next one will be, are you doing link building? Are you doing copy? What are you doing in SEO? Are you writing e-commerce product descriptions? Are you, and so each one you drill down and you essentially build out your own prompt. And so what we talked about earlier, whoever is really good at prompt engineering is going to win the AI game, because you know how to communicate with the AI and get what you want quicker and faster. And so AI PRM is paired with GPT 3.5. Go get an OpenAI account. Go get the AI PRM Google Chrome extension. Mate those together. Very, very powerful tool. We're using it in, like I said, social media, our email marketing, our SEO, our content writing, all kinds of stuff.
Since we've implemented this in our business, how much time and or money do you think we've saved?
I haven't calculated the money, but the time, definitely. And so we used to have a team of content writers, and they would take on average 4 hours to write an article. This was we've been using AI for about a year and a half. With AI, it was taking them 4 hours. Now, with the tools that we have, we've squeezed that down to an hour and a half. And that's from keyword to published on a blog with internal links, images, referral links. That's everything. And so we've went from 4 hours to an hour and a half with the tools that we discussed. Now, previous to that, usually you can, writers could write an article in about 8 hours with natural, typing and no SEO tools. So kind of squeezed it from probably 10 hours to an hour and a half for one blog article.
I'm really interested in how this is going to change the content game. Of course, we're using it to publish more content. There have been great benefits to that. It's going to be interesting, though, as more companies start to adopt this and also put out more content. Is the pool going to be diluted? Is there going to be preference given to what I'd call AI content versus non-AI content? And I'll tell you what, I can't tell the difference. As we were reading through this planning memo, I could not tell you if this was written by ChatGPT or by Ken. My guess would have been ChatGPT because the spelling is perfect. But it's not prone to human error. Yeah. I've been really impressed with the output from it. And so it's, it's going to change the landscape of so many things. And I'm glad that we're early adopters.
Absolutely, I agree. And there's so many people. I'm in a couple of content groups. A lot of the content business owners are scared. They're not knowing, like, okay, are people going to start using, I know Microsoft and Bing, they've added the ChatGPT search feature. Are people going to bypass Google now? And so is Google rankings going to go away? And so it's really an uneasy time, and it's all over the place. So what I can tell you is that Google ranks AI content well. We've been using AI content on our sites for almost a year and a half, and it ranks well. I've got a couple friends that started sites 2 or 3 months ago. They have hundreds of blogs. Those sites are doing very well in content, getting free traffic from Google. And so jury's out. We'll see which company is going to figure this out. I'll harness which user interface is going to be best for consumers.
Absolutely. So what's next, Ken?
Absolutely. This is probably one of my favorite tools, and I waited for a long time for them to release this. But anybody listening to the podcast knows that David and I are huge Helium 10 fans. We've been using their products for, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years now. We've had Carrie on the podcast talking about their Walmart side of the house. Just a huge Helium 10 fans. And so, believe it was just 2 or 3 weeks ago. We're at the end of May. This probably aired in July. So early May, Helium 10 released their listing builder AI, and it's in beta, but it's pretty good. And so some of the stuff I like about it, there's 2 different features with it. You can create a listing from scratch, or you can optimize an existing one, which I think are both very, very useful. I would also say that anybody using Helium 10, your account's synced with it. And so any of your changes you do to your listing, or if you're creating a listing, you can just hit a button and it shoots it up to Amazon. So there's no copying and pasting. It's very quick. And so back to us, so you can create a new one from scratch, or you can optimize an existing one. Obviously, if you optimize an existing one, you import the listing, it pulls everything in, and then you can just kind of go from there and create it, update it, optimize it. For creating a new one from scratch, you essentially, what you can do is you can put your, let's say, whenever you do keyword research, or you're in a new space, a new product launch, you're always doing competitor research. And so you can find your best your competitor that has the best listing, I would say. You take their ASIN and you can pop it into the listing builder tool, and it'll import that ASIN in there. And then at least you have something to work with. And so you can kind of plug and play and swap around. But it has essentially several fields, and this is in beta. You can put your brand name in, you can put a few other things in, and so it knows what to work with. You can give it a tone, witty, salesy, funny, comical. You can give it tone, and it'll work with that. But essentially, it's ChatGPT kind of like ported into Helium 10 software, which is pretty cool because it's e-commerce sellers that sell on Amazon and Walmart, they use the tool anyway. And so porting it into there makes sense. And again, some of the features are, one of the really cool features that I like about it, I don't know how useful this is or not, but the subject matter fields in Amazon, or sometimes you can't even access them. Most sellers can't access them. Apparently Helium 10's API connection, they have access to it. And so you can put in extra keywords in there, characters, whatever, and upload it. I don't know how much that will help you, but it sounds cool talking about it. So I figured I'd bring it up. So the process that we use is our keyword research. We go in Magnet, we use Helium 10, we do all of our keyword research. We take the list, we scrub it down, we grab out our top 10 or 20 phrases that we're going to use, put those in a spreadsheet, and then we grab all the other keywords, single keywords, pop those in there, create a keyword list in Helium 10, and then we go to Listing Builder. We import that. We start from scratch, put in one of our competitors, import the listing in, put our keywords down there, and we go through and we use AI to massage everything, and then we ensure as you're plugging in keyword phrases, obviously you want your highest search volume, most relevant keyword phrases in your title. The next one's in your bullets, next one's product description, etc. And so on the left-hand side, as you're putting a keyword into the listing, it grays it out on the left-hand side. So you'll know when you've got all of your keywords in there. So it's pretty cool. But that tool, we've been going through and doing listing updates with this tool. And it's think of it as like adding keywords into your listing. And when you're indexed for them, it's almost like more lanes on a highway. The more lanes you have on a highway, the more opportunity you have cars to get through. And so if you only have, some of our listings, some of David are very old, back when you can only have 50 characters or 100 characters in a bullet. Now you can have 500 in a lot of categories. And so by adding, an extra 20, an extra extra 2,000 characters in your bullets is massive. And so this has been a nice addition to our AI tool suite.
Absolutely. And one thing I'm really excited about is, and I am definitely guilty of this, I will set up a listing. I will not revisit that listing for 3 or 4 years. It's something I don't enjoy. And prior to AI, rewriting a listing or redoing keyword research, you may only be able to get through 2 listings a day. And so I am really excited about this. And I think we'll be using this in our business to level up our game, revisit those listings that we haven't done anything with for several years.
Absolutely. And I'll just add on to that a little bit. We use that tool to write our Walmart listings and our website listings, direct consumer website listings. And so all you have to do is just change the character count or merge them. Or, you can use that tool for any kind of e-commerce listing that you have. So it's high level. The last tool that I'm going to share today is this tool probably has been making us more money than the other tools combined. And it's also just really, really cool. And so this tool, our graphic designer showcased this tool to us. He's super sharp. He really likes to be on the edge of what's next. And he's been involved in AI for several years. We have a project in our company where we do split testing on a monthly basis. And so we kind of rotate out between main image, EBC, and price. And we kind of do a rotation there. And so for our main images, Josh, our graphic designer, he showed us this tool. The tool is called Attention Insight. The link will be at the end of the show notes. But what this tool does is, if anybody's ever heard of a heat map, and so if you've ever done any kind of website testing or anything, finding out why your website's not working or anything, you'll see a heat map of where people click and where people are looking. And so what this tool does is you can upload an image and the AI will predict where the attention is going to go on that image. You can upload an image, and then if you're like, okay, so say you have a product, let's just say a coffin shelf, that's kind of cheesy, but a coffin shelf. We upload the main image of a coffin shelf. We're noticing like a lot of people are looking like inside the coffin or something. The heat map is red inside the coffin, and we don't have anything in there. It's just empty wood or something. Well, let's say like you have an add-on to your product and it's up in the top left or something, like you have a free ebook or whatever. And so you could essentially take that free ebook and move that to inside the coffin where everybody's attention is. And so that's kind of the whole idea behind it, is like making sure your features and benefits, what you want to communicate to your customer with that main image. The main image is crucial for click-through rate. That's how you get your traffic in. So you have to have a very good conversion rate on your main image. Another pro tip, what we've been doing is we've been taking our competitors. We'll go through and get our top 5 competitors' main images, load them up, and look and see. Have they been using this tool? If they have, what have they found, and see what have they put on those heat maps? And we can kind of study them, and then we can use what we learn off of them to create our next one, our next main image that we're going to split test. Just to share some results, I wouldn't say it was a case study, but we've been using this tool for about 2 months now, and we've ran 8 different split tests with it on 8 different products across 3 different brands, and it's won 7 out of 8 of the split test, meaning our conversion rate increased 7 out of 8 times using this tool. And so that's a very, very good grade on predicting if you're going to win a conversion. And so just imagine doing this month over month for a couple of years. You're almost guaranteeing that your conversion rate is going to go up by using this strategy.
Absolutely. And in that split testing that Ken's referring to is manage experiments within Amazon. And that's something, if you're not using that, you ought to be. It is a really powerful tool. It helps you make data-driven decisions. And without that tool, it would require a lot of manual calculations. And for instance, like on the main image, it'll swap out the main image a couple times a day and measure, what is getting more clicks. And ultimately, our goal here is to improve our conversion rate. And so this is a big initiative this year. And I think this tool has been really helpful. And 7 out of 8, I can tell you, when we were guessing on what we thought would perform better, we were not guessing 7 out of 8 right. I would say we were maybe 50-50. And so picking between 2 things, you have a 50-50 chance. So I don't think we had statistically significant guesses. I think, this is just technology being used in a really cool way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that wraps up this episode. If you listen, you learned something about AI. some of the tools we're using. If you have any tools in your business that you're using that are AI, hit us up, support at Firing the Man. Leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. We'd love to chat. Until next time.
Before you go, we wanted to share a new service that Ken and I have been using called Getita that has made us over $10,000 in Amazon reimbursements. The service requires no monthly subscription, and Getita collects a small percentage of the money they recover for you. It takes less than 5 minutes to set up and works on all Amazon marketplaces. Go to Getita.com, Getida.com, and enter promo code FTM400. That's FTM for Firing the Man 400 to get your first $400 in reimbursements commission free. How much money does Amazon owe you?